I want to talk a little bit about some mistakes that I make very frequently when I'm drawing. To start, I'll show you the reference photo that I was using. This is Jasmine, I believe it's Jasmine Tooks, and she is a model for Victoria's Secret. She has her own brand, she's doing very well. Okay, so this is the reference that I chose, and I don't start a drawing when there's a reference. I don't start confidently. I'm not sitting there oh, I'm going to get this right. Mainly because I know that I'm just out of practice. So for me, it's really just about learning from the mistakes that I make and then improving them. And for some strange reason, this was a situation where it got worse. The more I drew her face, the worse it looked. And I can't understand exactly why that is. I mean, there's probably several reasons why I'm not getting better at drawing this specific photo of her. But I need to figure out what those reasons are, because I can't improve until I figure out what I'm doing wrong and why I'm doing it. So one mistake that I make very, very often is that I'm always making the forehead too small. And I was very mindful about that with this drawing. I was like, do not get the forehead too small. And just let me add, I know there's a Loomis method, okay? I don't understand it yet. So I am trying something called the envelope method, which I still don't fully understand, but I'm more comfortable with it because I'm not drawing a bunch of circles. Drawing a bunch of circles is extremely frustrating. You can't really draw a perfect circle all the time, and I'm just overwhelmed by it. So I don't do that anymore. I work with lines and shapes as much as I can. And this is one of those videos where it didn't go the way I wanted to, but I'll show you where I started. If you stick around, I'll show you where I started and how it went before I got to this specific sketch. Now, I'm thinking about the forehead. I'm thinking about the eyes. These are the first few thoughts that go through my head. When I'm doing a drawing, I'm like, don't make the forehead too small. Don't make the eyes too high. I'm always thinking about that. But here you can see, I mean, if you're really good, you can tell where I went wrong. Maybe you can tell me. I realized at that point that I forgot her ears. I seriously didn't pay attention to the fact that one of her ears was showing, and it became a problem. I mean, there were several problems here. For starters, I was drawing on the left side of my sketchbook, and I never do that. I never, ever draw on the back of the page. I don't do it. I don't know why. For years, I've always skipped that page and gone to the right side. So I went out of my comfort zone for this video and decided to try and draw on the left side of the page. And it was uncomfortable. It was awkward because the camera was right above my head. My head was almost touching the camera. I could hardly move in. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna fight through this. So here I am playing around with the ear and her hair because I messed up already. And that's fine. When I watch drawing videos, I see people mess up and they admit to it, and it makes me feel better about all the mistakes that I made. Because honestly, it's just normal, right? Like, it's very normal to make mistakes. And so I'm happy when I see someone admit that they are making a mistake with their drawing, when I watch other people's channels. But with me in particular, there's just a lot of issues. Like, you can see how awkward this looks. And when I tell you it gets worse, it just keeps getting worse. So this is like a cry for help at this point. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong anymore. But it started good, and then, I don't know, maybe it's the pressure of filming it. You know, maybe I need to keep going because I need to get rid of that nervous feeling. I turn on the camera and I don't know, maybe I'm just not good at filming, at drawing while the camera's filming. So then I obviously got to the eyes and was like, oh my gosh, they're too close to each other. Which I don't normally do, but in this case, I think I made every single mistake you could possibly make with this one. And for some reason, when I started drawing the head, I said, okay, it's looking a little more narrow than it did the last time. So I felt good about that for some reason. I don't know. I don't think she has a very wide face. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it was a big mistake. But like I said, there's probably more than one mistake at this point, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And then I mean, this video is not long. It's not going to be sped up like my other videos. So, you know, maybe I was just rushing, right? But there was a lot of issues here. I wasn't even thinking about it being more three-dimensional because I was already frustrated. Like, with the nose, I struggle a lot. I spend a lot of time trying to perfect noses. But in this case, I just was so frustrated that I said, let me throw some little triangles in there, and then we'll move on. And there was a fruit fly that was attracted to the light, so that disrupted the video as well. But anyway, yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm doing wrong at this point. Maybe someone can tell me. I mean, like I said, I don't start these very confident. So, like, look at the mouth, how much it doesn't make sense. It just kept getting worse. So I'm going to speed up this portion of the video because I was already frustrated, and I mean, what more can I say? It didn't work out this time, but I am going to try again. I rushed through it, so let's just rush through it again and not worry about it. But you can see here, it doesn't look anything like her. And it doesn't even look like correct, you know what I mean? The nose looks tilted. Doesn't really make any sense. So here I'm going to show you the first one that I did, which way better. The second one is at the bottom, but the first one is so much better. And I took my time, and I don't think I filmed this one. I actually would have to check through my camera roll, but I honestly don't think I filmed the first one, so maybe that has a lot to do with it. The thing is, I feel like if I don't share these, then I won't do them when I should. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy filming, so it's like a win-win situation. I'm learning and filming at the same time. People aren't very nice all the time, but I don't really let it get to me. So with the first drawing, I didn't like the shading at all. And honestly, shading is another issue for me, but I'm just erasing some of it so that there's some more value and there's light and dark and whatnot. Because for some strange reason, I didn't do that before. But even with this one, like the ear, it looks too small. There's so many things where I'm like, why do you make these mistakes? It's like the littlest things too. You know, the nose is wrong, everything, the mouth doesn't look right, but I'm not trying to insult my work. What I'm trying to do is, I guess what I'm trying to say is why, or my question is, why am I getting worse? Like, that's definitely the worst one. I'm going to keep trying, and hopefully I'll be back soon with a better drawing of Jasmine. So we will see. Until next time, bye.